Hello and welcome to Asterisk Live. My name is Billy Chia and I'm here live at Asterisk World in Miami with Peter Dunkley. Peter, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And Peter has done a lot of things with Asterisk and WebRTC, and so I'm glad that we could have a conversation to talk about some of these things. Can you tell us a little bit about Crocodile and what you guys are doing?
Well, at Crocodile we have a couple of product lines really. One of them is called the Supernode, which is a non-IMS core network, particularly useful for cloud deployments. And the other is our WebRTC work, which consists of a cloud network for WebRTC, doing signaling, presence, all sorts of features like that. And we also provide a JavaScript SDK for, well, just to make it easier actually for developers to use WebRTC. And on our roadmap we have integration of all this into the Supernode, so people can purchase a network from us that they can use this SDK with, so you can develop, you can deploy straight onto the internet on our hosted platform, or you can use that to prototype and experiment before moving to infrastructure that you have total control over. We also have native mobile versions of our SDK on our roadmap.
Okay, awesome. And tell me a little bit about what you're doing with Asterisk today, and maybe about some of the roadmap for Asterisk with you guys.
Well, when we first started doing WebRTC, we really needed something that would allow us to gateway calls to the PSTN, and Asterisk was one of the few bits of technology at the time that allowed us to do that. We now use something slightly different for that fits into our architecture a little better, but for people wanting to do this kind of thing, Asterisk is a very good choice. We are also using Asterisk for announcements, test audio, just other things that you would need a media server for. And again, on our roadmap, the things we started looking at now include advanced conferencing features and things like call recording, for which Asterisk is actually one of the ideal platforms.
Okay, so you have a larger scalable platform, and then Asterisk is serving as like a media server within that solution?
Exactly. You use something, we use a lot of open source technology, and we use a product called Helio, which is a SIP server that scales very, very well. And Asterisk, through its nature as a media server, it's very high capacity, but it's not tens of thousands of simultaneous calls or transactions, which platforms like Helio can give you. So what we do is we put this highly scalable SIP server in front, which just handles the signaling, and then we use Asterisk behind a number of Asterisk servers for the media part.
Yeah, and this is a common architecture we see a lot with some type of SIP proxy or SIP server up front,
yes.
And then Asterisk serving as a media server.
Yes, Helio and Asterisk are kind of natural partners in this.
Working together.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a little bit, how did you get started with Asterisk?
Well, probably around 2004, 2005, I kind of installed it just to play around with it. Okay. And I did so several times over the following years as it developed on. And then at a previous company, we were looking at needing an IP, voice over IP media server, and so we looked at Asterisk a bit for that. And at Crocodile, for the first couple of years, we didn't really do anything. Not because we didn't like it or didn't want to, but we didn't have a business need. But when we started on the WebRTC stuff, we kind of started having a need for a media server, and it was just natural and logical to use Asterisk for that.
Excellent. So as you kind of looked around at what the options were, and Asterisk really met that, kind of scratched that itch.
Asterisk does pretty much everything you need. It's got a very low cost, and we're already had people that were already familiar with it, so it's a no-brainer to go in that direction.
And we just had your session just ended here at Asterisk World. And I've done quite a bit of speaking myself. You can probably hear my voice is a little rough. You sound a lot better than me. Do you tend to do a lot of speaking at different events?
Over the last few months, it seems to have been about one a month, actually.
Okay.
It's quite a lot of travelling. The next big one, though, for me is actually not until April, when I'll be at Camilio World.
Camilio World?
And I think David Duffett will be there, and he's mentioned he's trying to get Matt Jordan to come along as well.
I believe David Duffett will be at Camilio World, and we're definitely looking at seeing what kind of Digium presence. Like you said, Camilio and Asterisk, they really work together, SIP proxy and the media server, and so we like those guys from Camilio as well.
No, yeah, I think that'll be a good conference for people to go to if they want to learn how to put something on the front of Asterisk to achieve that kind of scale with it.
And we also did the Camilio guys have also come to Astricon and put a lot of content together there. So if you're checking this out on the Asterisk YouTube page, you can also see some of those Camilio and Astrocon videos as well as Peter's talk from this last Astrocon.
Yeah.
Well, Peter, thank you very much for joining us, and hope to see you at the next show.
Thank you.